Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our SwiftUI programming tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at how we can format dates and numbers using a text view in SwiftUI. Now, previously, when you wanted to format a number or a date, you used to have to create a number formatter or a date formatter, and then get the strings from those, from the results of the formatting, and then pass that string to the text view, and that worked fine. But there is a built-in way. There's a built-in initializer now to text that allows you to pass a formatter or a format style directly to the text initializer to make it a little bit easier. So let's get started on how we can. Let's get started on taking a look at how we can do this. So in Xcode currently, I have an empty content view body. However, the content view struct itself isn't empty. We have two formatters. We have a currency formatter constant, which is of type number formatter. This formatter will essentially format a number as a it'll format a number as currency. All right, and then we have a date formatter, and this date formatter will format the date to include the full date and full time, and then return it. All right, so that's basically the formatters that we have that we're going to work with. Inside of our body, if we go into... All right, first let's take a look at how we can create a text view that formats a date and number using a built-in formatter. And we can, or a built-in format style, I should say. And we can do this by saying text, and for example, date, so the current date, comma, and then the second parameter that we need here is the format. So format, colon, and then when we do a dot here, we can see we have all kinds of different built-in formats that we can work with. We have date interval format style. We have a date time style. We have some other date formats as well. We have a decimal format for numbers. We have decimal style percent. So we have a percent. We have date components, stuff like that. Because this is a date, we're going to use the date time format. And if we go ahead and save this, and we run this code in our simulator, inside of the simulator, you can see our current date and time inside of the simulator. Now, of course, if you're familiar with the different date format styles, which you should be, you'll know that this is a short time style and short date style. That is the default format style built into the text view when you use the format parameter with a date. However, we can change this. We can use a custom formatter. And to do that, instead of format, the second parameter should be formatter. like this formatter, and then we'll pass it our formatter. Go ahead and save this code and run it. And in the simulator now, we get our full date and time, exactly as we expected we would. Right? So that's how we can format dates with a text view. I urge you to experiment a little bit. Make some custom date formatters and experiment with those. Try out some of the built-in format styles as well and see what those look like. All right? Because I'm obviously not going to show you every single format style and combination and all that. We don't want to waste our time. All right? And then let's take a look at how we can format numbers. Right? So inside of a text view, we can give it some kind of number. So let's say we want a random double. So double dot random. And we want, say, a range of 1 to, let's say, 999,999 or something. $999,999,999.99 is going to be our maximum value here. All right, but we want this to be formatted in a decimal format. So we can say something like format dot decimal. If we save this and we run our code again, okay, we have a build failed. Let's take a look at what we got. Okay. All right, so what we can do instead I see. Let's try that now. That should work. Okay, looks like it did not. So let's try this one more time. We can say text. Let's just pass in something that's not a random number, just to keep it simple. We'll say 1, 2, 3.4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll add a 9 at the end of that too, as well as a 0. So we have a number that we're going to format, comma, format dot decimal. Okay, let's try this again. We want, let's see. We want number. There we go. That's what it is. Number. So go ahead and save this. And we can try to run our code now. All right. And there's our number. That works fine. But what if we want to use our custom format style? So we can say instead of our long decimal value here, we can say text, we'll say 1357.24, let's say. And we can say our formatter is our currency formatter. So we can save this and run our code. Yep, I would like to replace that Xcode. Let's go. Come on now. All right. Now, it appears okay. I see. So it looks like for this, when we do this, we need to I believe we should just be able to do NS number. So we'll go ahead and say, let's go ahead and cut this. NS number value we can save that. Okay, let's try that. Give that an opening parenthesis. Okay, I guess let's just try that again. Because clearly it's not being cooperative with me, or I'm doing something wrong. So NS number value like that. Currency formatter. Okay. Okay. Let's try that. That should work. All right, now that we have an actual number to go on, let's run our code. And there it is. There's our number formatted as currency. I got the syntax wrong a few times, but we ultimately got it working. So just a note, when you're formatting numbers in the text view, right, you must have the first parameter be something that inherits from NS object. So NS number is a class that inherits from NS object. So put your number that you want to format inside of wrap it in an NS number object, and then give it the formatter you want to use, and it'll work just fine. All right, so that pretty much does it for this video, guys, on how we can format numbers and dates inside of a text view using SwiftUI. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.